Hello there, and welcome to MongoDB TV. I'm Shane McAllister. I'm a lead on the developer relations team here at MongoDB. Today's show is entitled How AI is Changing RevOps, the story of Mops AI. And today I'm joined by Fabio. Fabio is a senior software development engineer here with MongoDB, going to take us through with great insights into today's topic. So, Fabio, without further ado, you're very welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Shane. Thanks for this great opportunity to bring Mops AI, the story of Mops AI and the RevOps of
Excellent,
MongoDB.
excellent. And I very much look forward to go through this. Fabio, where are you joining us from?
I'm from Brazil, São Paulo. I
Uh-huh.
am. I changed everything 4 years ago. We're talking about this early, but yeah, from Brazil.
Excellent. So I'm in Ireland, as people could maybe gather by the accent and anyone who's tuned into this before, but it's pretty cold here. We got some snow over the last couple of days, which is rare for Ireland, to be perfectly honest. But you're at the opposite extreme, being in Brazil at the moment, right, Fabio? So, and you told me you're near the beach, so I'm super jealous. This is just not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
I changed everything here, so I'm living at the beach right now. So it's it's the opposite here. So it's warm here. The heat is it's a kind of something here for us.
Yeah, excellent. And I always try, and I know that you've been with MongoDB nearly 4 years or so now, but I know, and I know our audience is always super interested in the journey of most of the guests that I have on. So take us back a little bit about your journey towards MongoDB. What did you study? What other companies did you work in? What other roles did you have, Fabio?
All right. Yeah. So I always focus my career in software development, like a software engineer.
Hmm.
Um, Starting with companies like Suma Technologies, almost close to Oracle. Then I work with some healthcare and companies here in Brazil, and working as a software architect. So when I got these positions working with a cross of multiple companies as a software architect, uh, I started to bring what more I can do,
Hmm.
not only in the software development, like building custom implementations, custom software, so solutions like mobile apps or server side applications or UI client sides. So what way I can do more? And then I started to study machine learning,
Hmm.
AI, uh,
Okay.
and bring the powerful of how can those tools can be implemented in a way that we can increase the business. And then I got like a change in my career, in my life, when I joined MongoDB. So
Hmm.
from a software culture, a software engineer culture to a marketing culture. How can an engineer live inside a marketing team? And I got this great opportunity from MongoDB. So and I started to build and reorganize using all the software engineer concept that I have all those years, those 20 years
Hmm.
of software. How can I increase the quality of our integrations, internal integrations, pipelines, data pipelines, and all those things that we need from our customers to internally to our sales department, and brings marketing a high accurate data quality. And then we got this huge bloom of AI in the market.
Hmm.
So how AI is shaping everything that we have today. How can we add this AI as a tool, not only a competitor inside, but as a tool? And then I started to say, okay, so now I have to bring my study. So I started studying a lot
Hmm.
how I can use all the concepts of like um, AI, Gene AI, only generative applications, but in a way that we can say, okay, all the machine learning concepts that we have for shaping like algorithms or increase the powerful of data accuracy. So and then I got this opportunity for Mops AI. We're gonna go there on the Mops AI because we have like a great story there. But
Hmm.
that's the path that I took from on MongoDB.
Okay, and for the audience that we have, which is generally always wide and varied, two things. First, Fabio, in the title, we say how AI is changing RevOps, this a story of Mops AI. Can you explain about RevOps and Mops AI in particular? What do those two things mean to you? And how do we explain those to our audience today to give them an idea of what we're going through? And the other thing for me actually is, all too often when we've got internal MongoDB people on the live streams that we do, we're showing off a new product or a new feature, etc., and we're telling the world how to use it. This is actually us using our own products, using our own technology to help us do our own operations as well too. So, what's the background here? Why was this tooling built? So that's 3 questions. I'm sorry. RevOps, what does that mean? Mops AI, what does that mean to you? And what are we going to give us a high level background as to what you're building and the significance of it?
All right. So let's start with RevOps. So RevOps means revenue operation. So, and this means like we have like a business strategy. Like let's say like a operation model designed for align teams, process, tools to increase the revenue internally using custom applications, certain strategy products that we can go, and also align the teams, streamline the process in a way that we can decrease the cost, but also, like I said, increase our revenue to be more strategic, to be smart, to do much more with less effort, less human effort, and that's the part of AI tools, GenAI tools that we have there. And then we have like the a great opportunity like for MopsAI. Why MopsAI is on this highlight matter? MopsAI was born in a very interesting part of MongoDB and of my life here in MongoDB. I was invited to the Sales Hackathon on New York, and I was there with a great team of solution architects there. I was the only engineer from marketing, and I got this great opportunity to got 4 tasks. We had 4 tasks. We divided and we separate ourselves in teams to tackle 4, and was a competition from MongoDB USA and EMEA, and it was good because it was competing, but in the same time was creating such a good energy there for building how to use GenAI to fix, to improve, and to get solutions from those 4. And the one that I got was like, how can we use the competitor data and say, okay, how can we use the GenAI to get some takeaways, highlights, and insights from the competitor with our products? And then we started. I was starting to do the hackathon, 72 hours there.
Yeah.
Up in live, online, 72 hours without sleeping. And I said, I have an idea. How can we decrease the time spent for marketeers to build audience, campaign, data? Because today, marketeers have like it's not a problem, it's not an issue, but they have like a requirement, a necessity to go to the data warehouse and say, okay, I have this data. How can I structure the data? How do I know the structure of the data? I don't know. So what's the process? Oh, I have to create tickets. I have to create requirements for other teams, cross teams, to say, hey, can you get the data for me? And that's the problem. Takes time, takes 1 week, 2 weeks to bring the data, shape the data, reformat the data, standardize the data, and then I say, okay, now I can bring whatever I have to do here as a task, as activity here. And then MopsAI said, why we cannot use AI to say, go there, get the data for me, export in this format here. And that's what I started to do it. But then we have other problems, security problems. I cannot put the data inside the LLM. I cannot just go there and say, hey, here's the data, OpenAI, our MongoDB data. No. So what we did was to teach, to fine-tune, to train the AI to understand about the metadata. So doesn't matter about the data. It's about the metadata, how the definitions are. And then brings the powerful of MongoDB Vector Search, because we use it entirely, completely, all the index, the search algorithm that we have there to search the knowledge base that we built from the data sets, from the machine learning data sets that we have there. So we got that data sets there, we define it, we wrote every single line there of the definitions with the team, amazing team. And then we say, okay, now the LLM can understand and transform natural language prompts from the user to simple SQL queries. And then we can execute the queries there. Get the data. Interesting.
Excellent. I love, so going back to the fact that this was created during a hackathon, I love that. I you know, at MongoDB, we tend to do these every now and then, and we're really, I suppose, you know, it's at the behest of, you know, the rest of the management and the rest of the higher up team to say, you can have a week out. We do skunk works, we do hackathons, and there's been lots of internal tools and external tools that have been the output of these hackathons. So that's brilliant. And, you know, we do hackathons in the community as well too. And anybody who has an opportunity to join us for those. So, you know, people say, why do a hackathon? Fabio, you're living proof as to why we do these things is because, as you said, 72 hours coding, probably lots of pizzas and soft drinks, right? But you got the genesis of what we were building. And that's amazing to me. But the other amazing thing is, as you said, when marketeers are trying to build a campaign and you said you've got to gather the data, raise the tickets, all of that, that's, you know, that's necessary work, but it's not the goal, right? You just have to do these things in order to have the information to your hand. And I think from the world of generative AI that we've all been slightly occupying for the last at least 18 months to 2 years now, I don't want Gen AI to make songs and pictures. I want Gen AI to do the drudgery, boring things that I don't want to do. So this is a perfect example of that. It's being able to use the raw data, structure that in a format to which then you can use the intelligence and create the campaigns around, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's the major highlight point from Mops AI. So instead of doing like, oh, just generate this text for me here. Oh, that's the tone. No, let's standardize the data. Can you standardize the job function, the job title? Can you access the Salesforce and update this, update that, and streamline a data accuracy inside our sales operations? Can we summarize the content in a way that we can also pre-validate for publishing, like social media or summarization of, hey, can you check these dashboards here internally here and check if we have like a problem here in the last two weeks ago. So Mops AI can do all those things now, and is in streamline all the notifications to all our team to understand, okay, we have like problems or not, and also how to export the data in a way that we can say, okay, I need to bring this audience here, but I want to generate why we have this problem here. And we can explain this with the data, but I don't know the data. But Mops AI knows all the definitions that can fetch the data for me, export, and explain in a way that could be like a 5-year-old kid, and it will explain to me. Very simple. So that's how we are shaping the things.
I love it. And you touched on it earlier there, you know, using Atlas Vector Search obviously as a key component of this. What other core technologies and methodologies are used in what you've built here?
We are using from software engineering, object-oriented programming, software architecture with concept of principles of service-oriented architecture. We're using the whole package of MongoDB. We're using MongoDB database collections there. We're using MongoDB charts for monitoring. Also, Atlas is the base for us. Everything is on the foundation of Atlas. And internally we are using all the structure of our services like Kubernetes and all those things there to shape and host all the applications. We are using Python. Python is the basic language for machine learning and all the things. We have other languages too, but we would choose Python here. And yeah, that's it. That's what we are using today.
Okay. And did you mention OpenAI as well too in the mix, or
Yeah.
Just OpenAI or okay.
Just OpenAI for now. Yeah, just OpenAI for now. We are using certain models there that we choose for primary and fallback to do the tasks that we have. Yeah.
Okay. So again, this was part of a hackathon, so very, very quick, very pulled together. But obviously there was some challenges that you faced. What was the standout challenges at the beginning anyway for you to overcome in building this?
The first challenge was how can I teach an LLM in the, let's say, in the 2 years ago to build SQL queries in a good quality? Because
Okay.
the problem
Okay.
is, one thing is the user wants, how many mailable contacts do you have in the database? That's a simple question for marketeer. How can you transform that line in a SQL query? And the problem is that you have to teach the LLM to understand how. So we're starting to benchmark the OpenAI models to understand how accurate they will be. And then we got like poor results of query. And then we started to fine tune this kind of models, like to understand, okay, so what's the engine? What's the database engine that you have? So teach SQL to the LLM, because the LLM is just we call the LLM like a parrot, like it's just a talk with text, large text, standard text. And then you have to put some definitions there to say, now you can calculate date times. Now you can do where clause. Now you can do SQL count, these things like that. And to do that, it's basic, but for certain engines, it's not. So we took like 1 month to develop this approach, and we're starting to implement and improve the model. So we go from GPT 3.5, then we go to GPT 4, then we go to GPT Turbo, then we go to a GPT Mini, O Mini, and then we have now a better model from OpenAI to do this SQL test. But the way that we prompt engineering and the way that we fine tune is different. So that was the challenge, how we can teach, but in a way that we can also fine tune and train the model to understand more. So that's
okay. 2 questions on that from me then. Obviously, people who know MongoDB were NoSQL relational database. Why SQL queries in this instance? Is that where the contact information was stored? That's how we had to use it?
Yeah. The data that we have is structured internally. Is in another way, because it's like all like I said, S3 buckets here. So we don't have like a database structure. We have like this. So we use engines to get the data for us using SQL, because it's just a simple way to get the data. But all the data that we have, like store the data for UI, for the search, for the business, everything is on the MongoDB. Is on MongoDB, because it's easy to fetch, it's easy to control, it's easy to manage, it's easy to store, it's easy how to prepare, to visualize the data. So only the data that is raw data will be like in AWS S3.
Okay. And then you mentioned, obviously, you started this a while back, and the models from OpenAI obviously have advanced in the time. How did you do your evaluations there? You mentioned fine tuning, and how did you do your evaluations as to whether the models were good? And then also, did you face any tasks or complexities with regard to migrating across newer models as they got released?
Yeah, that was a fun story, because what I did was I wrote all the questions and I wrote all the SQLs, and I just went through
So
the
you
process.
benchmarked. Okay, yeah.
I benchmark everything, and then I got a co-working here that helped me to say, so you will be my double checker here, because you are from analytics. So I want you to understand if I'm doing correctly here. So I double check, and then we build this definition, this spreadsheet with all the benchmarks, and then we start. And I did all the tests on the Mops AI, and got the results and compare. And then I use the LLM Mops AI to say, I asked this, that's my answer, that's your answer. Give me a score. And then we range the score there to understand what we have there. And then I would say, okay, we are getting like a close to 7, close to 8, close to 9, like the score that like 1 to 10. And that was the part that was when we changed the model from 3.5 to 4, we get huge like quality, and then we change again to 4 turbo, and then we keep increasing, and then we run. But every time that we run, we have more benchmark, we have more use case, and then we have to go through like a 1 hour, 2 hours test, and then 3 hours, 4 hour test again. So to understand what we have there. So because it's like it's not easy to go to LLM and say, okay, let's build and generate queries. It's not only that. It's not only easy to do that, because you face a lot of challenge there. How the LLM will face your context face your definitions, your metadata to generate the queries there. So you have to teach, fine-tune, to train, put some keywords, some keywords that will guide the LLM to do specific things for you.
Yeah, which is a fair point, because I think a lot of people consider maybe that prompt engineering in a good way will get you to where you need to be, but the fine tuning is important. So as you said, you created your own benchmark or ground truth. You know, I'm going to ask you this, and this is what I expect. How far along have you got towards that, right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's it.
And that was obviously quite a manual process at the beginning then, Fabio, for you, right?
Yeah, and it was good because in the beginning we didn't have such things on the market, or some like framework. Like today we have LangGraphic, LangChain. We started using those frameworks, but today we don't use it anymore because we build our own framework that I will demonstrate in a few minutes. But what we have is, but first we have to benchmark. How do I know that the LLM is doing what I want the LLM to do? And I have to get great results there. Because if one day I change, or the user change the way that he's shaping the context of the prompt, it will completely change, but the LLM will understand based on the definition of the metadata. So that's what I was, that was my goal. So it doesn't matter what the user is trying to say. It's shaping the context and is highlighting the points that I need from the metadata.
Okay. And you said, obviously, there we're going to see a little bit of this in action. But before we do that, Fabio, you went and said, you know, it was usually hard to put together a campaign. You needed the right data. You need to raise the right tickets. And that obviously took a piece of time before these tools were in place. How have things changed since the tool is in place now, the Mops AI tooling, in terms of speeding up this and making it easier and better to put together?
Oh, it's so we launched the tool, and so now it's internally it's working in a background way on our internally chat. And what the tool does is helping marketeers in two channels. So today we have two channels internally, and one is more technical. Then you can go there and prompt questions about, summarize a blog post from MongoDB public website, or a case study, or a PDF, or explain an image for me, or something like that. That can be like a simple tasks. And also the exploration. They want to, okay, can you give me the number of visitors on this page here on MongoDB, close to more technical details. And also we have other channel that we call the Ask Mops channel. So the Ask Mops channel is like a way that anyone in marketing can go, or anyone in the company can go and say, hey guys, I'm having problems here. I'm having issues. I cannot access this marketing platform. I don't have the permission for this. I'm facing a problem with this. This is a critical or urgent. So what Mops AI will do, connect you to a subject matter expert, create a Jira ticket. This is super highly priority, is like a blocker or a critical, and search the knowledge base. So we have a knowledge base. So try to get the content, because sometimes marketing wants to, is a new hire. So the new hire is trying to understand the process of marketing. So he prompts a question there. Hey guys, what's the concept of doing A to B? And the Mops AI will say, okay, I can help you. Go to this wiki page here internally, and you can access this concept. So it will be close. It decrease the time. So the speed of knowledge, the speed of context will be like decreased, so that we are decreasing the time, and we are bring the AI to be close to what the users, the marketeers want. So that's that. So it's very, very good.
Okay, and obviously you're very much reducing, say, repetitive, I don't know what the right word would be, kind of resultative tasks, the laborious, time, tedious stuff that you've got to do to pull these together. So obviously, and how was the initial reception when launched internally originally?
Was like I think was like a blow their mind, because we're now we're asking questions about where creating tickets to get the
Yes.
data, and now we can ask a bot to go to, I don't know where the bot will go, but will get the data for me and export to a Google Sheet. Okay, in 10 seconds I have the data. So I was like expecting 1 week, and then they and also how we are generating content. Like I want to summarize a blog post and go to the social team and try to pre-process this content to post on a social media on MongoDB. How can I do that? And then was like I don't know, 2 days, maybe 3 days. Now it's like 1 hour or less than 1 hour, because we can bring the people to the table, say we have the pre-content here. Let's work on this pre-content. Let's validate, and then we can try to publish or not. So I think that when you have everything easy, or very much easy, it's like it's a war. Oh my God, is that true? But then you starting to ask. So now the problem changed. The problem now, we want more features. We want more. Can we do this now? Can we do that? Can we automate this?
Okay, excellent. And tell me this then too, is like with more and more questions being asked, for example, do you have insights into maybe where there might be bottlenecks? Does it create more of a knowledge base depending on more of the questions that are being asked? Or, how do you improve this over time?
Yeah, so we have the feedback system internally. So the users can feedback and thumbs down, thumbs up, and add like a description there. So what we are doing today is getting this data and improve the way, and also try to add good questions, good answers from Mops AI to new related questions. So like if you prompt a question today, what we're going to do is, Fabio just answered 1 week ago a question here, prompt a question here, and Mops AI answered this. So check this out. This might help you to understand what we have in the same context. So try to link the same thing and use the feedback system to enhance the questions and the answers.
Okay, so there's an element of memory there. Similar questions are surfacing up a similar answer in the past, perhaps to speed everything up as well too, and see if that's appropriate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, it all sounds fascinating. Fabio, you have something to share and show in this regard with the audience then, so right?
Yeah. I want to share two simple features that we have from the summarization point that I mentioned here. Let me 1 second. Let me do here.
No problem. And if anyone has any questions while we're having a conversation here, please throw them in the chat. I know, Noor, you were asking about intern roles in MongoDB, slightly off topic, but we do have an intern program. I don't know where you're based. Go to the website, go and check that out as well too. So it's great to see so many people join us from different places. But as we go through the demo, and as maybe the conversation so far has prompted some questions, drop them in the chat. We'd be only too happy to engage with them as we go through. So let me bring your screen up then, so Fabio, and you can tell us what we see here. If you could do kind of Control plus or whatever to zoom the view a bit more, would be great. It's a little small. Can you do that?
I think because this is the Slack here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me try to explain to you. So this is our Slack sandbox here internally, super clean here. So what I want you to understand is that Mops AI is working here right now in the background. So when I prompt here, I will send a message here on the Mops AI chat here. Mops AI will try to engage.
You on a Mac? No.
Yeah, I'm the Mac.
So do Command plus there. If it should zoom. It should zoom the UI. Lovely. Perfect. At least, yeah, perfect. That makes perfect sense to our viewers. Thank you.
All right.
That's great.
All right.
Excellent.
So let's centralize here. Okay. So what are we gonna see here is the summarization feature here from Mops AI. So I will prompt 2 summarization types here. So you guys will see the result here. So one is this one here. So let me just paste here. So it summarizes blog post here. So this is a blog post, a public link from MongoDB website. So you guys can see there. So what I wanted to do here is hit the press button here, and then MopsAI will engage. You see that you have eyes there on the
See
so
that? That's a
MopsAI
nice
is
touch.
doing something here. And what MopsAI will do here is to summarize and get the content from me in a social tone way. What this means? So when I bring this here, so this means that I'm gonna see this highlight here. So it'll be like a summarization here. So this is already ready for a social media because we have like minimal characters there, minimal length size for post, and we have two here, Twitter and LinkedIn here, as you can see here. So I can bring this to Twitter here, to the X platform, and I can bring the LinkedIn here, and also I can go to the docs. So I can open the Google Docs. Everything that was generated by MopsAI will be stored in a Google Doc. So anyone can share this with the team, work offline or online with the team, with cross team, to engage, to improve the content, and then bring this to life on the social medias. So, and the last part, so that's the feedback part, when you, okay, good, thank you, Mops AI, or this is not good, let's improve this, we have an opportunity here. So you can thumbs up or thumbs down here for us here. So that's the feature that we call the summarization. So you can summarize this, and you can change the way if you want, like you can change the prompt here in such a way, like the other way that I have here. So let me get another content here. So I will close the right thread here, and I will paste this here. So now instead of a blog post, I will do a YouTube video here. So this is a public YouTube video from our channel here. So when I bring this to life here, it's just a simple YouTube video from MongoDB, as you can see here. So a practical implementation with our architecture .local London 2024. And what MopsAI will do here is, okay, it already did something here for me. So, hey, Fabio, I compiled your video summary based on this. So into a Google document here. Here's the link here. So I'm going to open this, and I will go back here. 1 second. So you guys will see what we're going to, 1 second here. I want you to bring this to life here for you guys. Just want to see where is the...
You could share another screen or another tab either, and I can swap out the Slack view for that one in the doc.
Yeah, I just need to see where is the I just lost the other.
No problem. See, these are live demos. This is the beauty of it.
All right. So I will present here. Let's see. I will stop here and present. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Where is the window? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the. I'm trying to get the entire screen here. Let's see. Yeah. So let's be. This is the one. I think I'm gonna screen this and bring this to life. All right. So can you see my screen?
You can, yeah. It's a little small again. If you can Command plus and zoom in, be cool. Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, no,
that's
not
the
this.
other dog.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Sorry. I'm trying to do. Okay. So let me try to get this. All right.
Excellent.
This is the one. Excellent. Yeah. So this is the file that was generated by Mops AI.
Okay.
As you can see here. And are you seeing the video there?
Yes, we can see the video info, all the metadata, I suppose, associated with the video at the top anyway. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the metadata of the video. So that's the description that was generated by Mops AI. Explain the video based on what the YouTube was provide to us. And that's the part of that is good for Mops AI. So we are seeing here the timestamp. So we build the sections and the chapters of the based on the timeline. So 51 seconds, an overview, 2. So that was not there. So MopsAI just generated here based on the videos. Extract the links and create the chapters. So you can divide and create sections inside the video to click there. So it's good.
Fabio, I did not know that we had this, and I create videos all the time. So I'm going to start using this because it's one of the things we don't do well in developer relations, that we produce a lot of videos all the time, but we generally do not upload them with this level of detail and chapters and summarization. This is great. This is news to me. Thank you.
And the great part here that we are trying to implement here with the team is using the summarization that we have, like we extract the key points. We create an article here based on what we have for like a text if you want. And the most important part is based on the video transcript here that we got here. You can see that is in another language here.
Yes.
The LLM can create like things like that. So you see that the audio transcript here from the YouTube channel. So we can add more language. We can make the video available in other languages like Italian, Spanish, French, or whatever, Portuguese, Brazil, whatever language that we have there. We can do that because then you can organize the entire video and make the video available for a big audience there, for all the other captions that we have on the video. So that's
something that's a prime example of something that would have been incredibly time consuming to do in the past.
Yep.
And that's brilliant. So, and an operation like that, I mean, I obviously you use Slack there and the MopsAI tool to do this. I wasn't paying attention in how quickly it responded and made that document, but it seemed to be super quick, right?
Yeah, it is, because what the MopsAI will do here is to get the video transcripts, and based on the video transcript that we have, the base language, sometimes it's not English, sometimes could be like a video can be prepared only for English, like only for Spanish. I don't know, could be like a video for a .local in MongoDB, Spain, Barcelona, something like that, or Madrid, and then we have like only the video for that. Doesn't matter. MopsAI will get this video and try to say, okay, now we have this video, and we'll prepare all the content for English, but the transcription will still be on the original language, because if you ask for translation, that's the feature that we are right now currently implementing, trying to use our translation platform to get the content and say, okay, now let's translate this video from Spanish to English, Spanish to Italian, Spanish to Japanese, or whatever available language that we have, to make this content available for the audience.
Okay, excellent. So we've seen obviously the blog post and now a YouTube video. What other essentially formats can be used, or what other types of files in MopsAI?
Oh, okay. So to summarize, like if you want to summarize things like that, we can do. I can bring the life of this. Let's put this thing here. Can I stop screen here and
you can
put
indeed.
the other one there?
You can get your other screen. We've impressed Romulo. I hope I pronounced that right anyway. So he's very impressed with what he just saw.
Oh.
Hopefully we can continue. Thank you for the comments.
Let me do the, sorry, I was like where is the, oh, here. Okay, so what I want you to bring is first is explained here. So today we can do PDFs, Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets, also Microsoft files like docx or Excel files. And most of the time, what we are doing is monitoring files from our platforms. So we receive those files, like CSVs is the most common, and we try to say, "Hey, MopsAI, what is this? What I have here? What's the matrix that I have here on this data, on this file? What's the content here?" And then explain to us this. Well, one of the things that we have there is, can I? Oh, it's not there. I tried to.
Is this your diagram? Is it?
Oh yes, thank you.
No worries.
All right.
There you go.
So what I want to highlight how powerful the MopsAI was. So this is a high level architecture here that we bring over the months. So as you can see here, we have like starting from the bottom, you can see that we have a framework there with the services, that the internal service that we have there, the common service, but also our foundation, the LLM foundation, the Azure OpenAI. Everything works. So today is a plug and play architecture. So one day, if you want to, okay, let's go to another provider, we can do another provider. There is just a plug and play situation that we can do to avoid any kind of like a certain breakdowns on the architecture. We have the raw LLM features. What this means? This means that the basic features that this is like a spoon. Like you have summarization. How you do summarization doesn't matter. You can do summarization in a certain way. You can do classification. You can standardize the data. You can output format standards if you want. So this is the basic one. How to speak. How how the LLM will speak to you. Then you have like business LLM features, like we demonstrate in a few minutes ago, like YouTube, blog posts, case study, PDFs, CSV, Google Files, Microsoft Files, whatever we want. And we have the powerful of data exploration, how we explore the data in such a way that we can explain CSV files or go to a data warehouse and search tables, views, or also search MongoDB collections to get the data. Say, hey, explain to me this, or filter for this data for this date time, and get me the data for me. Export this to a Google spreadsheet or something like that. And also the base and then the top level features that we have is the task scheduler. So I build a task scheduler because we have certain tasks that needs to go like in a certain cadence, like a daily cadence or weekly cadence, or specific like a Saturday we need to run. And then we have the MopsAI API. What this means? Today we have a bot. We use Slack. We integrate with Slack, but everything can be accessed through this API. If one day we want to put the MopsAI in another situation, another host, it's just a matter of integrate with the API, talk to the API. So we can. So that's one thing that we can do there.
Yeah, and look, but the Slack interface is something that people are very familiar with. It's a really good starting point for a lot of these integrations, and a really good way. Was there any particular difficulties in adding it to Slack in the first place?
In the first place, no, because we are just Slack is just integration that would forward the message from the user to your application, and you process the message and reply back. But when we started to do structured message to our user, then the challenge starts to be fun, because you can go like that's why I implemented the output format standard module. What is this? It's a markdown. Can I reply in markdown? Can I reply in plain text? Can I reply in links, structured topics? What the user wants. Sometimes the user doesn't know what they want, so we go to a standard output. But when you have like certain things like how it's a business prompt or is a technical prompt, you have a certain outputs that you need to reply back, because that doesn't matter if it will be like a highlight words or something like that. So you can use Slack for certain things there.
Okay, excellent. You mentioned it earlier, Fabio, with regard to security, etc., that you were accessing the data warehouse with the metadata associated with it, etc. How, what security pitfalls are here, or potential issues that you have avoided, and I suppose anybody trying to build something similar should be aware of?
Yeah. So that when we like I said early, when we started to build Mops AI, the first thing is we don't know nothing about the data. So our slogan is we don't know nothing about the data, only from the metadata. So that's our slogan. Why that? Because
you need to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I said something. I need to do that because when you have like we have a lot of data, we have powerful, sensitive data, and the problem is PII. So, and not only PII, is sharing the data with a provider, even if is everything legal, everything is okay, but doesn't matter. What we do and we have to do is enclose the data, such a way, such layers that LLM will not know about that. So if you have to use the data exploration module or the knowledge base module, anything that touches the data and also needs the LLM to explain, the definition will be there, not the data. So you have the result, you have a number. I don't know, could be like 5 millions. I don't know what the number means. But from the metadata, that will give us something that, okay, explain to me using the metadata. So we teach and we train the LLM to understand what is the difference between a result in a context of the metadata. Because I don't want the data to be there. I don't want to share the data with some LLM that I was not prepared. I was not there. I don't know. I know who is in the other end to understand what this means. So that's the care of we have. And then the second point is our users, our marketeers, sometimes doesn't need to get PII data because we already have here internally. So if you want like I want to export contacts, leads, you don't need the email. You don't need that. It's just you need the data for building the audits, but you don't need that because you already have that. So certain points in PIIs will be excluded, and the data will not be exported. It'll be there in the data set, but it will not be exported. So MopsAI understands strictly security guidelines and following these strictly security guidelines to understand the data.
Okay. David just posted a question. What do you call that security feature? And I'm assuming, and maybe David, you might want to follow up, but I assuming you're talking about the fact that we're only working with the metadata. Is that it? Or did you pick it up?
Because when we build the security model, we put the security model as a layer, and everything that touches the LLM, we follow like some instructions there. So if you want to export, we follow certain export features there. If you want to explain, the LLM will only given the power of the metadata. If you want to summarize the video, you go for the instructions on the social media. So everything has like a prompting instruction, but also following the guidelines, because we don't want to just to give the data. We don't want to be general standard solution. We have to be specific for each kind of raw LLM feature that we build there.
Okay, David, I hope that answered your question there. And I think that's one of the concerns that most people have creating AI applications. It's kind of, they don't want to share the data. They don't want to be part of the corpus of training for an LLM owned by somebody else, and obviously we see, RAG solutions, retrieval augmented generation, as being really good for that sort of thing, whereby you've vectorized all of the data here, but you're using the LLM to make sense of it as well too. So that's a flavor of this in a little bit, but you're doing it mostly with the prompting, Fabio. Is that correct? You're in terms of not exposing all of the data, just the bits that you're interested in.
Yeah, and that's what I want to highlight here in my last sharing here with the audience here. I want to bring this simple flow here, and what this flow means. That's how we are using. You can see here. That's how we are using for searching the data exploration. So when we explore the data, when the user wants like a simple user prompt here, how the process will do, how MopsAI will face that. So as you can see here, we have all the checkings, all the security here, the search on the data warehouse. We have the prepared statement. What this means? This means that every time that a query from the user needs to be transformed from a natural language to a SQL query or to a MongoDB query, that will be like go for a process to, is this prompt engineer is harmful or not? Is this have like static values or not? What is have like some PII here? Is asking for PII or not? So then when past this, it'll be super fast. Then we're going to generate the query, and then the LLM will do not more anymore there, because they don't want to do nothing there. I want to get the query. I will execute using our foundation framework and get the results and explain to the user what we have using the LLM, but using the definitions of the metadata we have there. So that's it explained here. So as you can see here, like data exploration classification, search on the vector search, the OpenAI, the checking of the values, and explain the results. So very simple, high level, but that's the structure of what we have today.
Okay. Okay. David posted a follow-up and just wondering, does this have a name in the industry, kind of this validation, checking, etc., that you're going through on the query that you're passing through?
In the industry, I use this prepared statement is something that we use for database engines that connect frameworks, like Java has one, Python has one, objective related has others. The MongoDB connectors, like PyMongo, has one. So they build this prepared statement. But
Prepared
in a
statements.
security way, I don't know if we have like a certain specific name for that, but I follow the guidelines from the database principles, like prepared statement for everything here.
Okay, excellent. Through all of the details, it's great to see it in action. I think it was super quick. Anybody, I think, will agree on that, particularly the video piece. I thought that was super fast. Whatever about summarizing a blog post that is mainly text, but I don't know how long that video was that you used as your example, Fabio, but for me, that's certainly a feature that I'm going to use. What, if any, future plans do you have for Mops AI? What have you not got to yet? Where are you hoping to go, if you're able to share?
Yeah, right now what we are doing is following the first point that you highlight here. Instead of just generating content, how can we increase the quality of our marketing platforms? How can we act like Salesforce? How can we like we have a feature today that we are trying to standardize the data in the Salesforce in a way that customers, when input the data from our source, the data will follow certain routes, paths towards the data to our internal assistants. And how can we shape? How can we organize? How can we data standardize that? Because today we have cross teams operating those data, trying to standardize the data, and that's not good, because we are wasting human resource there. How can we use MopsAI to do certain things like that? And also, how can we use MopsAI to monitor, to alert, to notify, to check, to analyze data from the dashboard? Because when you build a dashboard, the dashboard will be there, but you have to put someone there to understand. Can we use MopsAI to understand and to understand how the data is there, was visualized? Do we have an issue there? So something like that. So we're working to put like a smart behavior inside of our tools. How can we leave that?
Okay, excellent. One of the examples you had shared with me while we were chatting to prepare for this live stream was the ability to ask the performance of a particular web page, etc., as well, too, Fabio. Is that correct?
Yes. When you ask, how many visitors we have on this page? Yeah. We have like a certain data set, and you can ask MopsAI to say, hey, how many leads do you have here on that visitors this page here? And that's great, because you can see web metrics there, and that's what and that's one point that we are trying to improve much more, like put more data there, because sometimes you want to see, well, my audience is from or come from this page, from this .local page, this registration page here. Oh, this campaign here triggers that. Oh, that's good. So how can we know? We have the data, but in a not structured way. If we have the data in a certain data set, we can say, hey, MopsAI, do that for me. Go there, get the data from this page here. How much visitors we have? Or distribute this in groups, in region, demographic way, or in a firmographic way. So you can just prompt this to MopsAI, and MopsAI will do the work for you.
Yeah, so like the video one, this is another tool that I'm going to use. So you're probably going to see lots of requests emanating from Shane McAllister. But like in the past, like I'm on the developer relations team, as I said in the introduction, and we create a lot of the content that exists on the MongoDB Developer Center. And in the past, I'm in Google Analytics looking to see how certain pieces of content are performing. We moved to Amplitude a while back. That's a relearning curve for me. It's like, well, how do I find out now? But now I realize that I can just use Mops AI to ask and get my answers for me. So I think this is, as they say in the US in particular, dog fooding, right? Using your own tools to make things better. And I think this is a prime example because most of my live streams, certainly over the last year, have been AI orientated. But this is us ourselves using AI to help our own employees and our own internal teams to remove the drudgery of some of these tasks and to make them more performant, which obviously, and it was in the title of today's stream, that obviously leads to hopefully better revenue opportunities then as well too, if things can be done quicker with more accuracy, right, Fabio?
Yeah, perfect. And that's the goal. Every quarter, we are trying to improve Mops AI to do more tasks for marketing, and not only for marketing, but for the MongoDB organization. So today we are integrated with the sales team, and it's amazing. We are working with the sales analytics team to understand how we are moving our data from marketing to sales, and how they are shaping the data, their way to use the data. So they are using our content. They are using Mops AI in other AI bots that are amazing bots there on the sales side, amazing bots. They are connecting. So now Mops AI is an agent. And since it's an agent and was built in a time that the agent was not there, now we are integrating with other agents. So we are talking about bots through APIs or through LLMs, talking, exchange data, and enhance their answers to the users, because the audience on sales will be like sales, in marketing will be marketing. But how can we exchange the data, the flavors, and how can we use those data to say, okay, now marketing said this lead here is a good lead. Here's a point that you can move this to Salesforce for you. And how can we shape that? How can we move forward that? So that's good. That's the part that we're working right now to integrate both parts.
Okay, so the agents talking to agents, that's the agentic future that now people talk about. People scaremonger and say AI is coming to take all our jobs, but this is just going to make it super simple, right? In terms of, as I said earlier, removing the drudgery and hopefully giving us back something that we could be more proactive about. Correct?
Yeah, correct. Because the future is this agent. And like I said, MopsAI was built in a time that agent was not there. The concept was not there. We started using frameworks to build something that now we don't need the frameworks anymore. But not because the framework is not good. It's amazing. Like LangChain, LangGraphic, it's amazing frameworks. But we build it in a way that we incorporate certain, like I wrote a LinkedIn article that I can share later for you guys, is how can we use shared routing concept. So shared routing concept is a concept from the beginning of the GenAI. How can we chat with the data? Now remember that sometimes in the data, and then I started to think, how can we use soft engineer concepts to understand more about, to build something that can be flexible. So in the future, I want to add more flavors to the agent. I don't want to stop the agent and deploy it again. I want to say, hey, here's another thing. So that's why we have today summarizations, classifications with a long list of types of files. We have images. You can explain if someone screenshot an error inside like a Salesforce. You can go to the MopsAI and say, I have this error here, put the image there. And MopsAI will try to say, oh, I see a problem here. I can link to the knowledge base for you, and also tag a subject matter expert to help you and assist you here right now. So everything was like for weeks, and now we have like minutes to connect you to your problem, to a solution. And that's what MopsAI is. It's just a assistant that can help, and you can add more. That's why we are adding more and quickly on the flavor, on the catalog of MopsAI.
Yeah, I love that. A system that can help. And I think help is to the forefront of what you're trying to do here. And as you said, remove the time that it used to take to pull all of this together, to have the expert on your shoulder, to be able to escalate things if necessary. So this is superb. Fabio, like, you've been embedded. You said you were in machine learning before. this generative AI revolution we're in at the moment, the last 2 years, and it's been only 2 years really, at least in public consciousness. I know AI has been around for a lot longer, and machine learning even more than that. What excites you at the moment, given the work that you've done here in the Mops AI agent? What's exciting you about the future, not necessarily in Mops AI, but in general in the AI space?
Oh, for me, AGI. I think
Okay.
it's a concept right now. AGI. I know that this is not like we OpenAI just launched it. Oh, we have like this new model that hits the 80. I don't know, with 80%. Sorry for the numbers. A great score for AGI, but I think for me, agent, like talk agent to agent, build more agent and automate this, will have like a great impact when you don't need to build business anymore. You have to allocate agents to do the business for you in a certain way, like where we are doing today, like with using MongoDB Vector Search, using Atlas and MongoDB Vector Search to search the data for you, to manage the data for you, and with all the algorithm available there. And that's a great part. And the second is AGI. When you hit the AGI phase, I think, I don't know if it will be like 1 year, 2 years, I don't know. But for me, the future will be there. Like I start with machine learning and try to understand a whole list of concepts of AI there, and like deep learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning. And then when I got the concept, I say, oh, now I got it. Now I understand how the LLM is working or not. Like I said, it's just a parrot talking about the data because it just text, this standard text, that patterns that needs to be search and match. But that's the way the LLM say. Every time that I see something, someone say, hey, the LLM is thinking. No, the LLM don't think. The LLM don't reason. That's the just a simple way to matching and standardize and do the pattern and
Yes.
of the data. But yeah, so
I like
I
that
think
take on
AGI.
it. I think you're obviously hit the nail on the head, and you're exposed to all of this as well too. I don't know where you go to learn and to keep up to date. I listen to a lot of podcasts in this space, and there was one recently, I can't remember who it was, but we're talking about AGI, and they're saying, oh, we're getting closer to AGI. We're going to be able to think more like humans think. And somebody responded and said, we still don't know how humans think and how the human brain fully works. So how the hell are we
Yeah,
getting there? But I know what they're saying. It's becoming it's a fascinating space, and I think you've summarized it really well. For me, the fact that the inception of this was from a hackathon a while back into something that's deployed, into something that's saving people time, and something that does it in this instance, from what you've shown me so far, two things that I needed to do. So I'm now going to start to use it. This has been superb, Fabio. Any last comments for our viewers today on this? We do have one link, and I apologize for the long URL, but essentially, if you search for Gen AI powered video summarization solution for MongoDB, you'll see an article there that Fabio was involved in as well too, showing some of the stuff that we were doing in the background to there as well too. And as I said, most of our content, most of the things that we do and build is up on our developer center. So developer.mongodb.com if you want to learn more. Any last comments, Fabio, from your good self in terms of maybe inspiration for other people to go out and build tools such as this?
I want to highlight one thing, because from my experience, when I changed the path of my career from software engineering, software architect, enterprise architect, to work as an engineer in a marketing, that was the most important decision that I did on my life. And not because I'm here in MongoDB, but because MongoDB just opened doors and create this opportunity for me. And with all the team that I have on my back here, is allowing me to put the concept, put all the strengths and all the skills that I have from software engineering to build Mops AI, and not only Mops AI, other tools, other applications that we have here internally, but from the marketing perspective. How amazing is to when you have this opportunity. So if you want to change something there, go ahead, study yourself, analyze, go deep, dive into what I did like 4 years ago. I started doing machine learning and AI concept, and I started to study, get my MBA also, and try to understand more about what is this, what do we have here, because it's not only the hype. You don't follow the hype of like frameworks or products there. Take care, slow down, get the concept first, start doing what you want to do, experiment things here, experiment there, understand, benchmark everything, get the results, and then you get your insights. Because one day, like we said here, could be AGI, could be something different, could be, I don't know, could be something that we can do. We don't know yet, but understand first, because AI is amazing field, but we can do a lot of things, but also we can do nothing because we don't understand what we are going to have from the LLM. We have a lot of LLMs there. So yeah, that's what I want to highlight here.
Excellent. And great words of inspiration. And I think that's a really good way to close out our live stream. Fabio, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it and taking the time to put this together and to so eloquently go through how this was incepted at the hackathon and how you built it, and then to show us the demo. So I do appreciate that. And thank you to all our viewers for joining in as well too, adding your comments, etc. Appreciate that. Please join us every Tuesday as we live stream lots of different topics, and we've got some great shows coming up. But for now, from me in a very cold, freezing cold west of Ireland, to Fabio over in what's a sunny Sao Paulo in Brazil. It's been a pleasure, Fabio, to have you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks for having me, and thanks for opening this great channel here on MongoDB to explain the story of Mops AI and what we build here. And also, we are currently building and improving, and the future will be amazing here.
Excellent. And that note, as you build more and more features in a number of months' time, Fabio, I'll certainly try and drag you back onto the live stream to show us what you put together at that point as well too. But for now, this has been superb. Thank you so much. It's been great to have you on board. Great to have all our viewers. And as I said, keep an eye on MongoDB's YouTube and LinkedIn to keep up to date with future live streams. But for now, thank you so much for joining us. Do take care, and catch you soon on another episode in the future. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.